Alright, welcome back to part 2, probably, of any percent no Peach Warp tutorial. So we just beat Chapter 5, and now we're going to do Chapter 6, 7, and 8 in this part. So first things first, if you forgot this Jam and Jelly, make sure you pick up the Jam and Jelly. There's a Jam and Jelly here. Very important that you get it. So make sure you pick that up. Next up, we need to collect the seed from Colorado. So what you do is you go back to the area you got sushi. And there's a chest here. Go ahead and just open that chest. And we'll give this to Colorado. Now, after you give this to Colorado, before you leave, we need to make sure to get a repel gel that is on the beach. It's in a hidden block, so I will show you where it is, kind of like generally where the block is, and hopefully you'll be able to find it. But it's in the beach room, which is right here. To avoid these fuzzies, I kind of like to spin along the bottom, along the shore, and then the second bellflower, it's like. It's right there. That's the best description I can give. It's like slightly in front of it and to the right. So I kind of just spin up and hit it. And if you keep spinning, if you keep running in circles, if you can't find it, this fuzzy shouldn't get you if you keep running in circles, but it's right there. Once you get it, go ahead and just spin along the top. And now we can leave Chapter 5. So we're going to leave Chapter 5 through the blue pipe. And that's to prevent or avoid a Jr Troopa fight. So go ahead and go through this pipe. Switch to sushi. Oh, whoops. My bad. No. Okay. And we're going to head into this pipe. So next up, since we're going to Chapter 6, we actually need to pick up the 4th and final seed. So the last one is here inside the forest. So there's a really neat spin cancel you can do. So as soon as you open this gate, if you hold full right and mash the spin button, you can keep mashing it and you'll get like a cool spin cancel. So I'll show you kind of what I mean. But this first room, what we're going to do is we're going to go right 2 gates, and then it's going to be left 1 gate, left another gate, and then we're going to go left until we get the seed. So what I mean by that is you're going to open this. Let's see if I can get spin cancel. Yeah, so spin. So that's 1 gate. That's 2. These flowers will start shaking and laughing at you. That's the first one. So go through that. So that one has little eyes, but yeah, it just left 1 gate. Another way to avoid this guy here, I'll show you another way to avoid him. If I don't get... Okay, so that guy just... Yeah, that's cool. I forgot the save state, so I'm going to have to... I'll save state over here. So there's 2 ways to avoid this guy. This is basically the only enemy you're going to encounter. So I'm going to just go back through here. So this is... what am I doing? Sorry. Okay, I'm going to save state. So there's 2 ways really to avoid this guy. One is you can mash the spin button and then hold full left and mash the spin button, and if you get a spin cancel, then you can just kind of spin right past him. If you're not really comfortable with that, you can actually kind of like circle around like I've been doing before. So one way to do it is if you hold left and mash the spin button, you can spin again like that and enter this this thing. Another way to do it is you can spin, and then he'll notice you, and you just kind of spin around him like that. That's kind of the general way to avoid him. So now next one, you're just going to go left 1 more time. There's no enemies in this room, so it's pretty easy. It's the room after the little path, and then this one, you're going to go left. And if you keep going, there'll be a path right here that has the flower. So the way to get to it is you go right 2 gates, you go left 1 gate, left one gate, and then go all the way left until you get to this last path. And then to leave the forest, once you leave this path, go right to this first gate on the right, and then if you leave and then go back to the left loading zone, you will be done. And so that's the third, that's the fourth seed. And so now we will we are going to give Minty, the flower toad here, we're going to give her all 4 seeds, and then that'll get us into chapter 6. Oh, well, sorry. I didn't hit A. Alright. So now that that's open, we can go ahead and go through this door and enter chapter 6. So the tree here is going to talk to you. First thing you want to do after entering chapter 6 is switch to Bombette. So make sure that's really important. You're going to want to switch to Bombette. It's the reason we upgraded her. So make sure you do that. You're going to start by going into the room all the way to the right, and this second flower will have what's called a stinky herb, so make sure you grab that. It's really important to get that. And then you can just kind of keep spinning along the top here. No enemies will encounter you. Talk to Petunia, and she'll be mad. She's mad that there are all these moles just being obnoxious. Because like, oh, these guys are hurting my roots or something like that. After talking to her, grab a red berry and encounter this top left mole. You don't need to first strike him. He just kind of happened to be there. First, this fight's really easy. You hammer him, and then you're going to use bomb, and that'll kill him. Next fight, you're gonna want to start top left, and you're gonna work clockwise. So these moles kind of have like weird hitboxes sometimes. So if you don't encounter him, just kind of like wait for him. But yeah, then you're gonna want the top right mole. This one has 3. You're gonna use Starstorm. And then you're gonna use Power Bomb after this, and that'll kill him. And then Power Bomb is the third one. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to eat the stinky herb you just got. So you're going to open the menu, go down 1, eat the stinky herb. And then we're going to go encounter the bottom right mole, which is the one that has 4. This one again, you're going to go Starstorm, and then Power Bomb. Starstorm is the third one, the dude with the glasses, this guy. Really overpowered. Deals 7 to every enemy. And then again, Power Bomb. Whoa. So if you forgot the stinky herb and you don't have enough FP, go ahead and run away. There's not really a good backup. You need to have the FP for Power Bomb. From here, you're going to upgrade FP again. And then finally, last mole. Why is he over here? Okay. This mole's also pretty easy. You hammer. And you're going to use Power Bomb. So this back mole is going to attack you. Go ahead and block it. You don't need to, but it's recommended that you block it. And then you're going to kill him. With hammer, yeah. Yeah, so you don't need to get that block, but you probably should block it, even in case you get like bad luck later. Again, not like crazy important, but helpful. Now that we have the bean, we can leave and never go back there. Just remember to get the red berry. You need the red berry for the next room. So now we're going to go to the down left room, which is over here. This is a pretty hard room. It gives a lot of people a lot of trouble. So I'll explain what I'm about to do. So this room has a bee or a zap and a rough tuff or whatever they're called, little cloud guys. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have the bee notice you. He's going to attack you. You're going to, avoid him. So you're going to walk towards him. He'll notice you. He'll swoop down. You're going to move back to the right to avoid him and then just spin right past him. The cloud, the idea is you're going to have him notice you. You're going to spin away. And so when you get far away enough from an enemy, they won't notice you anymore, and they'll slowly walk back to their initial spawn point. And once he's doing that, they won't notice you, so you can just spin right past him. And so what I mean by that is this is going to be what it looks like. You're gonna give this plant the red berry. I'll save state. So this guy will see you. You spin past him. This guy, you let him notice you. He stops noticing you. Notice how he can't see me anymore. So while he moves, he doesn't see me anymore. So you can just kind of run away from him. Like he's not noticing me at all. So that's the idea of what you're going to do. So if I do it fast, it'll look... Whoa, hello? Emulator, please? Okay, that was weird. He sees me, you spin past him. This guy sees me, I run away. And you just spin right past him. Really easy. So grab the yellow berry. And then when you do it, when you go back, you're going to do the exact same thing. He'll notice you, doesn't notice you anymore, spin past him. That bee can be a little scary, because he's like, you don't know exactly where he is, but, just wait for him, and then you're going to leave. That's that room. We nicknamed that room Death Room, actually, because you have to go through it 4 times. But that strat is pretty consistent. Just, don't, go ahead and take it slow. You don't have to be that fast. It's better to avoid the enemy than get first struck. Go ahead and give him the yellow berry, switch to paracarry. Jump. Alright, so you're going to start by talking to Lily. Lily is the lily pad. She'll say like, oh no, my water stone. So, she'll ask you for help getting her water stone back. Say yes, and then now we can leave. Oh, whoops. So this room right here has a hidden maple syrup. The hidden maple syrup is right about here. So what I like to do is I like to just hold up left, spin, and then jump, and you'll get it. That's kind of like the best way I can describe it is you spin for about a second, and then you jump, and you get it. And if you're like a little early, like you'll be on the right line as long as you hold up right. So hold up right, spin, jump, and it's just gonna be right here. Yeah, again, I use there's a little dark spot right on the ground. That's kind of what I use to see it. Also very important, do not forget the blueberry. You need a blueberry from this tree. Careful, there's a star piece right here. If you pick it up, you'll get a little text box. Try not to pick it up. So those are 2 very important things. Make sure you get the maple syrup and the blueberry. Those are both important. Okay, I was not supposed to jump there. I don't know what I was doing. Mind blank. My bad. Paracarry both of these. And then you can start jumping across. Now that we have the blueberry, we can go to the far left loading zone, which is this one up here. While we're here, there's going to be another invisible block that we have to hit. It is to the right of the spring and to the left of the visible block, so avoid this spiny. It's right there, like right in between those two, and then swing along the bottom and enter this loading zone. So now we have this fight. It's these guys. The maze fight is what it's called, or Lakitu fight, whatever you want to call it. So first thing you're gonna do is your shell shot. and then Starstorm. So this Lakitu, now the one that's going to be alive, can do two things. He can either attack you, or he can summon a Spiny. So I'm actually going to save. Actually, I think the seed doesn't. The seed is set, so it doesn't matter what I do. But okay, so he decided to attack me. Go ahead and block it if you can. If he attacks you, then you're just going to Shell Shot him. If he summons a Spiny, you're going to use the Thunderbolt on the Spiny, and then use Shell Shot on Lakitu. That's what you're going to want to do. But I got attacked, which is actually good because there's another important thing that I'll have to do later. But since I got what's called Spinyless, you're just going to use the Shell Shot. If he does summon a Spiny, just use the Thunderbolt on the Spiny. It's not a big deal. It's, you know, there's another backup one like later that you can grab. So now that we've defeated him, this maze can be a little confusing, but what you do is you enter here, go up, and at this junction you go left, and then this is actually not a wall, so you can just kind of go through it, and then this one right here is also not a wall, so you go through that, and then there's no wall here. So this is the strat to get through the maze. It's up, left, down, right, and around. And that's the fastest way to get through the maze. So Rosie is really mean. She has the Water Stone, but she won't give it to us because it's really pretty. So we need to go get something else really pretty. And then we have to go back through the maze. So now that we're here, now that we hit this block, we're going to get this shooting star. So jump on the spring, jump across, face left. Oh, shoot. Okay. Face left, and that'll make the shooting star move to the right. The same idea with close call at the beginning. And ideally you don't fall off, and you do it fast enough so the Spiny doesn't attack you. But just be careful with the Spiny. You don't really want him to hit you. Again, play it safe. But that's the idea of what you want to do. So, and then with that, we can just leave. And now we're going to go back into the death room. And again, we're going to do the exact same strat. So I'm going to save state here. So again, let him notice you spin past him. Spin away, make sure he doesn't notice you anymore, and just go, you know, right past him. He won't notice you when he's walking back to his initial spawn. Talk to her. She'll give you the soil. And she'll give you the crystal berry. And last time through this room, spin past him, this guy, be careful with him, and there you go. So that's Death Room. Again, you go through it back and forth twice. Now that we have the Crystal Berry, we're going to go back to the left. Avoid this Spiny, avoid this Spiny. And now we can go get the, we're gonna go get the Crystal Berry. Whoops. So we'll give her the Crystal Berry, get the Water Stone back. After this, we're gonna need to eat the maple syrup. Actually, you can eat the maple syrup at any time. So make sure that before the next fight, which is Lakitu, you eat this maple syrup. It can be done kind of at any time. And also another important thing is you want to have at least 5 HP here. Or no, sorry, you need to have... If you have 5 HP is... 4 or 5 HP is safe. You can have as low as 2. So if you got first struck, say by the Spiny, or you know, the Bazap hit you, it's not the end of the world. You need to have 4 HP, or at least 2 HP. Recommended have at least 4 for the next fight. If you're a little low on HP, then the yellow berries will actually heal 3, and you can also go get a red berry. A red berry will heal 5. So let's say I accidentally got first struck by this Spiny. Oh no, he hit me. Just, you know, as a quick backup. let's say I don't have enough HP. If you just need HP, I actually recommend going and getting a red berry. So red berries are pretty fast to get. So here's just a quick backup. So you can just go over here, grab this one red berry, and eat it. And there, that's 5 HP recovered. So that's if you're low on HP, you need a little bit more, like something happens, Alright, anyway. Now that we have the crystal berry, the water stone, we're going to go back to Lily. Okay, that's a mistake. Or if you jumped into the spike pits by accident, nice, good job, me. Yeah, like if you actually, miss the jumps like I did just then, you can grab a red berry, that'll help you out. So yeah. So we're just going to return this water stone to Lily here. Okay, great. So right now, you should have at least... so if you did not get first struck, if you did everything correctly so far, you had no issues with enemies, you will have either 8 or... Like, you'll have 8 or... like 5 HP, like 8, 6, 5, 6, 7, or 8, depending on which enemies you blocked and what the Lakitu did. But if you have 5 or 6 HP, so if you got Spinyless, you are going to need to pick up an extra bubble berry here. So make sure that your health, you have at least... Recommended have 9, but that's most likely not going to happen. If you have 8, you're good. 7 can be a little risky, but you can work with 7. If you have 5 or 6, you need to pick up a bubble berry. So right now I have 5 because I made a couple mistakes, got first struck, but also because I got Spinyless. So he attacked me. So eat this bubble berry. That'll heal 5 HP. Grab the second bubble berry, and now we can leave. So we need 1 bubble berry for the next part of chapter 6, and the other one is to heal us to at least 7 HP if we need to. The reason we need 7 HP is because we're going to get attacked by Lackluster twice, and his attacks deal 4 unblocked and 3 blocked. So if you have 7, you're going to need to block 2. If you have 8 or 9, you only need to block 1 or 0. If you have 10, then you're fine for the beginning. Go into the top left loading zone, which is the last one, and then talk to this plant, give it the bubble berry, and then this next part can be kind of dumb. There's a Bazap on the other side of this, a bee dude, and honestly he can just like hit you. If he hits you, that's really dumb, and this game is stupid. So let's see what happens. Sometimes he'll just attack you, and you'll get an encounter before you can even move. So let's see. Oh, good. So I couldn't move, and I got the encounter anyway. If that happens, go ahead and just run away. If he first strikes you, be sad because, probably wasn't your fault. If he first strikes you and you don't have enough HP, if you're a top level runner, it probably means run over. If not, you're probably just gonna have to go get another red berry and another bubble berry, because you need at least 7 HP for Lackluster. So if he first strikes you because this game is stupid, go ahead and go back and get another red berry, and go ahead and get more bubble berries. That'll be the best course of action. Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and go through this here. So let's see. So, oops. So normally, if he doesn't hit you, I'm gonna go ahead and wait just a couple seconds so he is in a good spot and not a bad spot. Hopefully, let's see what happens. All right. So hopefully he's in a better spot this time. Normally I like to hold down just to make sure he doesn't see you. Alright. So that I got lucky. You just kind of avoid him and spin through that log. So grab this shooting star, and then we can just leave. Go ahead and switch to bombette. Whoops. So, if you use bombette, you can actually get... I didn't mean to hammer there. You can get kind of far up this staircase, so that's a little neat time saver you can do. But what you do is talk to the sun. Right. And he's like, oh, you know, there are too many clouds, whatever. This next part is very important, so make sure that you do this. You... Oops, that's not the button I hit, game. Whatever. You will switch back to paracarry. You need to be paracarry, and also... Long pauses. Take off power bounce and equip power jump and close call. Those are the two badges you want to equip now. No more power bounce, just power jump, close call. That's your badge equipped. So... Oh, God, I hate pausing an emulator. So, whoops. So, yeah, if you have... So, when you pause, that's going to be your equip right there. Power jump and close call. Alright. So, now we're going to fight Lackluster, so... Go ahead and save state. Oops. Later. So first turn, power jump. Power jump shell shot. So yeah, if you have 9 or 10 HP, you don't have to block the first 2 turns, but I recommend just blocking, just so you know the timing. If you have 7 or 8, you need to block both, or at least 1, if you have 8. Again, I recommend just blocking for the sake of blocking. Make sure, on turn 3, make sure you shell shot first. It's really important that you shell shot there. That way you can eat the whack-a-bump and you will fully heal your FP. If you miss the block here, so each attack does 4. So ideally you hit all 3 blocks and you go down to 1 HP. So let's say you accidentally miss a block though. So let's see. So let's say I missed this block by accident, right? Like, oh no, I missed the block. That's unfortunate. Go ahead and use refresh. When you use refresh, though, make sure you do it after you've already done one power jump shell shot. So yeah, refresh there, and then go ahead and shell shot again. You still need to get a block. You can't really get by with 2 refreshes, so this gives you basically an extra chance to get a block. If you get the block, now you can power jump shell shot again. And then he'll attack you one more time. Okay, so you can also get close calls. If you get close call, you know that works. And then just 1 power jump, and that'll kill him. So ideally, you get all 3 blocks, and you just, kill him with 3 more power jump shell shots after eating the whack-a-bump. But that's kind of how that fight's supposed to go down. You just power jump shell shot, eat the whack-a-bump, power jump shell shot, power jump shell shot, power jump shell shot. Block all 3 attacks. Answer yes here. For Lackluster's option, choose option 2. It has the fewest text boxes, so it's a little bit faster. Alright. So immediately after this fight, go ahead and eat the super shroom. So open the menu, go down 4, eat the super, or down 3, eat the super shroom. And now we're actually going to go get the ultra boots. So what I like to do here is I actually like to ride this, spin. Okay, that's not usually what happens, but yeah. Then you just ride across the spikes, and now you can leave. I think that technically might be slower than going up the stairs. You're going to answer option 2 here to leave. And the reason we need to leave is because we need to go get the ultra boots. The next part, there's a little puzzle that actually requires either super or ultra boots, and we have neither of those. So we don't have super boots, so we need to go get ultra boots. So now we're going to do blue house skip again, but we have Lackluster, so it's a lot easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of inch your way into the corner here. and then you're gonna inch your way into the corner here, and then just use lackluster. Okay, so I was a little bit too far out. Heck, come on. So yeah, you kind of inch your way into the corner here. You'll notice how like Mario kind of like can still move forward, but if I keep moving, I'll like push myself out. So Mario can kind of like inch his way into this corner a little bit. So you kind of almost want to inch your way into the corner here, and then go ahead and use lackluster, and just like that, you will be riding. You will just clip into the house. It's really easy, just like that. Get off lackluster, and again, if you want to use the shadow trick, you can see Mario's shadow down here. Line up right there. Hold up, jump down. So this next part is pretty tricky. Avoiding encounters in the sewers. Even I'm pretty bad at it. It can be hard. The enemies can be really, weirdly placed. So the first, these Dark Koopas is going to be the same as earlier. You're going to spin just kind of along the top, and they shouldn't notice you if you spin. And then you're going to go across this little spike pit. These spinies can be a little tricky. Ideally, what you'd do is you would jump over them after they notice you. So this first spiny, he's going to see me. You just kind of try to avoid him. This guy's going to see you. You just jump over. This guy, you can kind of bait and go around like that. That's probably the best way to do it. And hit that block. So once again, this guy, you just kind of pass him. This guy, and this guy you can bait. Oh, I didn't think he would go that far. This guy. Yeah. That's a good safe way to do it. This next room, you're gonna want to spin full left, and then after you jump, you're gonna want to go up left to avoid the second Dark Koopa. So kind of what I mean is, you spin, go this way. That's kind of the best way to do it. So show one more time. So yeah, these enemies are pretty annoying, but in this one, you spin up, spin down, break this block, and just like that, now we can get the Ultra Boots. Alright, perfect. Got the Ultra Boots. You can actually hit this block on the way down, but... next up, we're going to have to get there's a hidden life shroom here in this next room. There's two ways to do it. You can YOLO it, or you can bait the Dark Koopa. Baiting the Dark Koopa is a little bit slower, but pretty safe. So I'll show the YOLO way, and kind of why it's unsafe, and then I'll show the bait way. So this way you kind of spin this way, and then you do that. So I got pretty lucky because the Dark Koopa was facing like turned around, but sometimes he can just be facing you, and you'll get that encounter. So like, okay, I got lucky twice, but you can do it like that, or if you want to play a little bit safe, you can kind of bait him down, and then come up, grab it, and then you can leave. Avoiding these enemies can be pretty tricky as well. Same idea though, you want to like jump over them, or you can also bait them like that if you want to take it slow and safe. Alternatively, you can like jump over them, but that's pretty risky. This guy is usually fine. This guy you probably want to just jump over. This guy you can jump over if you're, trying to be a little bit faster, but alternatively you can also just bait and go around him. These Dark Koopas are probably the most annoying, and the reason for that, here, I'll show you why. So notice how they basically can first strike you off screen. So this guy will probably notice me. Well, yeah, he notices you and attacks you like while you're off screen, or from off screen. So this room you kind of want to just play as safe as possible. So like he noticed me and started attacking while I was off screen. So just be careful with these guys. Again, take it slow. This guy. Okay, he was turned around. There he is. Okay. And that's probably the best way to avoid them. And I actually forgot the item. So again, one last time. Notices me. This guy notices me. Okay. I accidentally encountered him. I meant to go a little bit more down. If that happens, go ahead and just run away. Final time. Where is he? There he is. But yeah, again, they notice you from off screen. It's really dumb. They're very poorly placed. This item, you need this item. It is a hidden thunder rage or a hidden shooting star. Go ahead and grab that before you leave. And now, as we're leaving, there are a series of hidden blocks here. So go ahead and hit all of these before leaving. Right there, and then right there. They're pretty evenly spaced out. It's just kind of like a one jump's worth, so you should be able to kind of like eyeball it. And now we're going to leave through the blue house. Oops. Okay. So, yeah, we have one more little part of Chapter 6, and then we have to fight Huff and Puff. Huff and Puff is a really brutal boss in No Peach Warp because, for beginners, it's not really a big deal. So right here, you're just going to get on Lackey and go over to this side, hit this switch, hit the purple switch, go back, hit the red switch. It's a pretty simple puzzle once you know what to do. Green switch. Go back. Green switch. Purple switch. So Huff and Puff is pretty brutal for if you're trying to get a good time. You basically need to not get a 4 cap. And a 4 cap is about a 35% chance. But I'll get to that once we reach out. So there's a hidden block right here, so it's right in between these two little purple markings on the ground. Those are the purple flowers I was talking about. But there's a hidden block like right here. Pretty easy to find. Just yeah, in between these two yellow flowers and right on there's two little purple flowers on the ground. I guess not two little purple markings, not flowers. But yeah, so now that we have the Thunder Rage, make sure you get that Thunder Rage. Very important. We can enter this fight. This fight, you're going to start by using. You're actually going to use the Thunder Rage you just picked up. You're going to use that, and then Lackey is going to do nothing. So this is why you needed at least 10. So if you block every attack, they deal 6 damage. If you don't block any of them, they deal 9. So if you're confident you'll get every block, and you only have 7 HP, you're fine. But ideally, you would have 10. Then you use Starstorm. And they die. So here's the first time we're actually going to upgrade BP. So BP is an important upgrade here. So do not upgrade FP. Not FP, it's BP. BP is very important. So make sure you upgrade the BP there. And then for this machine, you actually need to hit it on the right side twice. So 1, 2, and then you can just start mashing it on the left. But make sure you hit it on the right twice. It's really weird that you need to do that, but you do for some reason. Alright. So now Huff and Puff. Huff and Puff is a pretty tricky boss because he's very reliant on RNG. So I mentioned earlier power bounce caps when I was fighting Blooper. But for Huff and Puff, the caps can range anywhere between 3 and realistically the most you'll ever get is probably 8. Okay, go through the log, thank you. Theoretically you could get an infinite number, but that's like, or you could get all the way up to the max, which is 100, but that's, statistically improbable. Yeah, so first of all you have to talk to the tree, and then you plant the soil, then the bean, then the water, and during this cutscene I'll explain Huff a little bit more. So Huff and Puff, when you do the power bounce, ideally, the optimal fight, you would get 7 bounces on Huff and Puff. If you get 6, then you're still pretty good. You can still kill him. 5 is not that bad, but you'll probably lose one of your life shrooms. 4 cap is pretty bad. You'll most likely lose 2 life shrooms, and it's just a really slow fight. And it's not the worst. Like, you can, especially if you're just starting out, 4 cap is, you can still do things with the 4 cap. It's not the end of the run. It just is really slow, but if you're just starting out, that's fine. But a lot of top runners don't like Huff because 4 cap is about a 38% chance, and it almost always kills the run. It's just not very good. But starting out, Huff and Puff is fine. If you get a 3 cap is a 2% chance. If you get a 3 cap, the run's over. There's really no coming back from a 3 cap. He still has, like, I think he ends up still having, like, almost 30 HP, and there's really nothing you can do. For this room, actually, you want to... So there's a cloud cycle in the back. You actually want to unload the room and then reload the room. That actually is faster than waiting for this cloud cycle because it resets. So do that. It's a little bit faster. This super jump charge, very important badge. So go ahead and pause and equip that. So this badge equip is going to be unequip power jump, and then equip power bounce, jump charge and power bounce. So if you want to do it fast, just 1, 2, 3, pause. Alright, so Huff and Puff. The Huff and Puff, like, mechanically is not, or technically is not a hard fight. Like, you don't really need to, like, be very good at the fight. It's just the hard part is the luck factor, unfortunately. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna charge, and then you're gonna do nothing. So this attack, you don't block it. Do not block the first attack, and the reason for it is because that puts you in danger, which means close call can activate. So you're gonna charge one more time, and then you're going to do nothing again. And then hopefully you can get close call from this. If you get close call from this, then that's actually good. Close call is a 30% chance, so that's really good. If you don't get close call, then you have a chance to lose a life shroom. But if you get the close call, that's good. You're going to charge one more time. If you got the close call, then you're going to want to block this attack. If you didn't get close call, it doesn't really matter. You just have to hope for another close call, or you're going to lose the life shroom. So, nothing. Okay, so you block that attack. So now I'm at 1 HP. And so now here's the power bounce. If you're playing on Wii, this attack will actually lag pretty hard. So be careful of the timing. N64 is not that bad. Wii VC has like almost no lag. So just be careful with this power bounce. Ideally you want 7. 6 is also good. If you get 5, you'll probably if you didn't get a close call, then you're going to lose a life shroom unless you get a second close call. If you didn't get close call and you already lost a life shroom, a 5 cap is fine. If you got at least one close call, you're probably going to lose your life shroom here if you get a 5 cap. So let's see. Okay, so I got a 5 cap there. So now that I got a 5 cap, I'm going to use Spiny. I'm going to use this attack, and it's just to get a little bit extra damage. So now this guy is going to be like, oh, haha. Now we're going to attack him. And so so I got one close call, so this is where I'm going to lose a life shroom, unless I get another close call. No, yeah. So I die here, and lose a life shroom. If you didn't get the first close call, you should have enough time to mash out. So if you already lost your first life shroom, you should have enough time to mash out. And since you die, that actually ends his turn, so you use Starstorm. And then you're going to attack him one more time with Lackey. If you got a 4 cap, then what happens is he actually doesn't die yet. And you have to spend a whole nother turn, which means you get attacked again, which means you lose your second life shroom. So let's see if I can get a different cap. Okay, so that's a 6 cap. 6 cap is also really good because it means that this will kill him. So that's a 6 cap fight, and it's just over. So I was able to get through that without losing any life shrooms, which is really good. Let's say I got a 4 cap. So this is a 4 cap. Oh no, I missed it. You know, darn. Or I got capped there. That's unfortunate. So this is kind of where things get a little rough, because, and now you'll see how slow the fight is if you get a 4 cap. But again, it's totally, you know, runnable if you're just starting out. Okay, so I die here. That actually ends his turn immediately, which is convenient. Yeah, if you die, then you actually, like, end your turn, or it ends Huff's turn. So then you have to Starstorm, and then you have to use Lackey, then he does another attack, and then you actually have to Starstorm again. So you can see kind of how a 4-cap loses a lot of time if it happens. So I'm going to hit him with this. And unfortunately, he does, like, he'll, like, do a ground pound attack, which will probably kill your other life shroom, which sucks. Because I think this does 10 damage. Yeah, it does 11. So, look. Oh, no, I lost my second life shroom. So, it's just, like, you know, 4-cap is just really bad. So, let's just go back here and get not a 4-cap. So again, 4-cap is about a 38% chance. I think that's like 38 or like 36 maybe, something like that. But it's not that high of a chance. And again, it doesn't mean run over. It just means, you know, slow and unfortunate. But you still have about like a 65% chance of, you know, having a good fight. I think it might be like a 32% chance actually. So like over 65% that you don't get a 4-cap. Nice card sprite. Shout outs to Emulator. Alright. So that's the end of chapter 6. Alright. This speech cutscene is one of the longer ones. I think it's like close to 4 minutes. Really rough. But, so this one, so you start by pressing B to transform into this Koopa Troll. Go up to the top. Talk to this Koopa Troll. Keep going up. Talk to another Koopa Troll. So say, hey, go get this dude. Here's a key. I have to go all the way to the front of the castle. It's rough. Alright, and now we have to go all the way back up to the top. This is a really boring Peach cutscene. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this game. I like how none of the guards noticed Twink. Like, this little star floating behind her. Alright, finally done with that. Alright, so another important thing to note is so if you got bad luck on Huff and Puff, if you didn't get any close calls and you got 4 caps, you will have lost both of your if you lost both your life shrooms, then you're gonna need to buy another one. So you need at least 1 life shroom for the next fight coming up, which is Jr Troopa. So again, choose the second option. So if you don't have a life shroom, you're going to need to sell a jam and jelly, and pick up another one in chapter 8. But first of all, what you need to do is you need to go talk to Merlin. Merlin will tell you, oh hey, you know, there's a thing in chapter 7. So I will just head back to chapter 7. But if you have 0 life shrooms, you need to you need to sell a jam and jelly once you get to chapter 7. So basically, I'll head into chapter 7 to show you what I'm talking about. But that's only if you don't have any life shrooms. So if you have 1 life shroom, you're fine. If you have 2 life shrooms, then you're really good, actually. So, you know, 2 is like the most ideal. But it's still possible you only have 1. So yeah, if you're missing a life shroom, go ahead and enter the shop. Talk to this guy, sell your jam and jelly. I'm not gonna do it because I already have 2 life shrooms. But if you don't have any, sell the jam and jelly. Buy a life shroom. Shoutouts to Emulator. Oh no, I'm dropping frames. That's not good. Whatever. Okay. So next up, we're gonna do another lackey clip. So this house right here is locked. You can't get in, except we have lackey, so it's okay. So just jump into this corner. That's an emulator glitch, so that's not what it's gonna look like. But jump into this corner and then use lackey, and you'll just clip right into it. Go ahead and get off. Jump up these stairs, and once you get to the top, you're gonna hold slightly down from left. You're gonna spin and you're gonna jump. So what I mean by that is, you're going to do that. You're going to hold slightly down from left and then spin, jump, and you'll land on the spring. That'd be the ideal part. And if you're having trouble finding the spring, just jump around. You'll find it eventually, hopefully. Oh, I didn't even know that. It reset the room. Okay. So yeah, from here, you're going to go down and then jump. If you miss it, then... Actually, yeah, that'll be a good way to do it. Yeah, so basically what's going to happen is you're probably going to be like around here. And you jump up the stairs. And you kind of spin downwards, jump, land on the spring. So if you don't find the spring, like if you're here, another way to do it is you could spin full right. Like you could go down 1 step, jump, then full right, and then hold down. Navigating in the dark is kind of weird, but I like the hold slightly down from right, and then spin full spin, and then jump, and you should land on the spring. Normally this room is completely dark. Yeah, I'm just gonna reload because this is not what's supposed to happen. Alright, we're back after loading the totally correct save state. So, normally, what happens is, this room right here is completely dark. And so, yeah. But it's still really easy. The penguin is still just, like, there. So you talk to him. And this skips, like, several cutscenes, having to get that key, like a bunch of stuff. So it's just, like, a nice little skip, and it's really easy. You just lackey clip right into the corner. Lackey clipping into the corner is actually really simple. Mario just kind of, like, nudges his way into the corner there. If you spin along those piles, like piles of snow, you'll get little spin cancels, which are a little bit faster. While this door is opening, you're actually going to want to switch to sushi, since you can't do anything and while the menu is up, the door will still close, so it's a small little time saver. And then just go ahead and watch this cutscene. Alright, so next up we have a glitch called Sushi Glitch. It's actually really easy, and it's kind of cool. It basically lets us use sushi on land. And it's really simple to set up. So I'll show the setup once we finish this cutscene, but it's very easy. And then we're also going to have a Jr Troopa fight. Just remember that you need one life stream, at least one life stream. If you do not have a life stream, you have to sell the jam and jelly. That's very important. Make sure you sell the jam and jelly for a life stream if you have 0. Alright, so for Sushi Glitch, what's going to happen is, first of all, we have to let Sushi catch up to us. And once you're at the docks here, you're going to hold straight up. So you're going to want Mario about, like, here, so that there's no water. Like, if you're here, there's a little bit of water to the right of Mario, and if you hit C down, Sushi will work. You want to be... Hello, Sushi. You want to be right about here, so there's no water. That should not have worked. Okay, so that's what Sushi Glitch looks like. But if you don't get it, you just want to make sure there's no water between Mario, like, to the right of Mario's feet. It's like this right here. Like, you see a little bit of blue, that's too far. So you want to be right about... Sushi, get out of the way. Right about, you know, here-ish. And then hold up and just start mashing C down. And if you hop on Sushi like that, then just kind of do it again. And hold up, and Mario will gradually move to the left. And just keep mashing C down until you get on Sushi. And that's literally it. Mario is here, mash C down, and Mario will eventually get on Sushi, and look at that, you're inside. Yeah, that's it. That's the entire glitch. It's really easy. If you end up in the water, just go ahead and get off the dock and try it again. You just hold up, Mario will gradually move to the left, and you just mash C down until you start swimming inland. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go this way. You can actually dive under this. It's a little bit faster because you keep a straight line instead of having to go around. And we fight Jr Troopa here, so this fight's pretty easy, but you're most likely going to lose a life shroom because otherwise, or you need 2 close calls. So again, we're going to jump charge and belly flop once. You don't have to block this. It doesn't matter. He puts you into danger no matter what. But if you want to practice blocking it for other categories, be my guest. Jump charge again. Belly flop again. He's going to attack you. If you get a close call, you know, that's cool. If you don't get it, then, you know, oh well. Now, it is possible to die on this fight if you don't get any close calls and you get a 4-cap, but that's pretty rare. I think a 4-cap is like 10% or something like that, maybe 20. And you have 2 chances to get a close call, so it's unlikely that you'll lose both life streams. But, you know, charge one more time, and then do nothing with Sushi, and he'll attack one more time. And then you're going to power bounce. Alright, you stop it at 6. You don't have to go any farther than 6. If you get 5, so let's say... If you get 5 here, like I just did, go ahead and do a belly flop. And then a belly flop will kill. If you get 4... You get 4, so let's say I get 4. Oh no, 4 again is really, really rare. You do a belly flop, and then you actually need either a close call or a second life shroom, but again, 4 cap is very rare. So if that happens, you're gonna have to use another life shroom. Hopefully this doesn't happen. If it does, you know, again, I highly recommend saving before this fight. But 4 cap is not very common. And then you Star Storm. I don't really want to watch this cutscene. And then that'll kill him. You just use a Star Storm and that'll kill him. So we're gonna go back and... Okay, I actually missed that. That was my mistake, but it's okay. And 5 cap. See, so like I got 6, 5, you know, 6. So if you got on the Lakitu fight, the maze fight, if you got a Spiny spawn, so if the maze fight Lakitu did not attack you, he spawned a Spiny and you had to use your Thunderbolt, you're actually gonna level up there. So if you level up there, level up your FP. But if you did not get a Spiny spawn, you are not going to level up. You're not going to level up until the first Clubba fight in Chapter 7. So now that we're here, we're going to... yeah, so you notice that Mario stopped riding Sushi. If you go through the loading zone, Mario will be riding Sushi again. So the reason Sushi Glitch is really cool is because now you can actually just dive under this wall. And just like that, you can hit this cutscene. And so that saves, you know, having to fight Monstar, going all the way to Starborn Valley, all the way back to the mayor, getting the bucket, the scarf. Saves a lot of time. It's great. Be careful in this room. This room is really important to not mess up because, so first of all, you need to dive out of bounds here. If you end up in this little hole right here, you have soft locked the game. You are stuck. There's no escaping this. You are just trapped forever. So be very, very careful. Make sure you go down, dive out of bounds. You should see the camera zoom out like that. Once the camera zooms out like this, stay this far out. And then now that you're past that, you can go down back inbounds and encounter this enemy. After you encounter this enemy, go ahead and run away. And just spin. So now you lose Sushi Glitch. And these enemies cannot see you. Just go ahead and spin along the top here. They will not attack you, but you can still encounter them, so be careful. And now that we're back here, we're actually riding Sushi again. So now we're going to go out of bounds. This skips a Duplighost fight. So I'm going to clip back to bounds, and then dive to go up these stairs. Dive again, and you'll end up at the top. Encounter this white Clubba. If you encounter the Clubba, you can run away. And then once you run away, you're actually going to go up these stairs here. And you're going to hit this block, and you're going to upgrade Paracarry. Yeah, so upgrade Paracarry here. And this will completely cancel Sushi Glitch. And now that we're out of Sushi Glitch, we can continue on our adventure. Alright, so you can ignore all this for now. And next up we have a glitch called Ice Staircase Skip. So Ice Staircase Skip is another Japanese-only glitch. So the way it works is what you're going to do is you're going to clip your, move Mario, into this corner a little bit. And then you're going to, yeah, so you don't want... The camera's really weird and not really cooperative, but you want Mario to kind of clip into this corner a little bit, and then you're going to jump on Lackey and then hold upright. So jump on Lackey, hold upright. I didn't get the clip, so that means Mario wasn't far enough in the corner. So I'm going to move Mario into this corner here, a little too far. This trick is very finicky. This is a very hard clip. And the more you mess it up, the more the camera gets screwed up, so it's really dumb. Dang. No, dude. What? How do I not clip? This trick is pretty precise. Oh, okay. So I actually started holding upright too early there. So you actually need to like let Mario fall for a little bit. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to hold up right for 8 of Lackluster's little like cloud poof things, like audio. So you're going to use that as an audio cue. You're going to listen to Lackluster's like little like choo 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 choo. You're going to let Lackluster do 8 of those. And then after 8, you're going to go back to neutral. So, didn't work. And then neutral stick. Okay, so I didn't clip out there. Again, this is a pretty precise trick. And it can be kind of finicky. A lot of people don't like it. Okay, so there. So now I'm actually out of bounds. So that's kind of the way you want to do that. It's pretty precise getting that clip. If you're having trouble with it, this clip saves like maybe like a minute and a half at most. It's not that much time. I'll show you the other way to do it, or the glitchless way to do it. Also, if you're on English, you can't do this glitch, so I will show you the glitchless. But once you're done with this glitch, or once you clip out of bounds. Oh shoot, that clipped me back in bounds. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. That's really weird. Why did that happen? Okay, well, we'll clip back now. Unfortunate. I've actually never had that happen before. That's why it's so confusing. Come on. Alright. What? I don't know if this worked. Okay, that did work. Okay, so now we're out of bounds again, so sorry about that. So if you fall out of bounds, you should be fine. I don't know why I clipped back in bounds. It's so weird. But right now we're on a seam that goes like in and out. We need to get onto this outer seam. So where these rocks, like these rock things are, we need to get onto that seam. So the way I do it is I usually I hammer and then lightly tap down right, and that should move me onto the other seam. So kind of what it looks like is you hammer and then tap right. So I actually tapped it for a little too hard, so I missed. So like that. So I should have save stated, unfortunately. But the idea is you want to just barely tap it, and then that way Mario will move onto the foreground seam. And again, Giga and N1 have tutorials on this glitch that explain it pretty well. But from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold straight right, spin, fall, hold up right. Here's a badge. You need to get this badge is the Mega Jump. And then the last part of this trick, what you're going to want to do is you're going to edge Mario to like right here to the edge. And so you notice how the camera moves a little bit. When the camera moves down like that, that means you're in the right position. So let's see. So the camera moved down. What you're going to do is you're going to walk, so you're going to walk up. And then as soon as you fall off, you're going to roll the stick from up to down right. So please go away. So you're going to walk and then roll to down right. So walk, roll to down right like that. And you'll see what that looks like here. So the camera moves back a little bit. So walk and then roll down right. And then you end up on the top here. And now we have reached the top of where the stairs would normally be. Okay, that can happen. Oh yeah, I should just do this. I should just do that. I don't know how to get back down. How do I get back down to show off the... Okay, there we go. Perfect. So if you're on English or you're having trouble with this trick, don't worry about it. It's kind of really precise and stupid, but what you're going to do is instead you're going to blow up this wall and go through this wall. This is actually an invisible wall. It doesn't exist. Or not an invisible wall, a fake wall. And you're going to watch this cutscene. Basically, what the trick does is it skips doing all of this. It skips having to watch this cutscene and all this jazz. So Chapter 7 has like one more glitch that I'll have to explain. But it's pretty simple. It's not that bad. And then the rest is basically just like do all of Crystal Palace. Okay, so once you get that star, you're going to come up and put the star into this little thingy. And that causes these stairs to spawn. So if you did a glitchless, then you have to come over here, grab the badge, make sure you pick it up, and then now we can continue back up. Alright, now if you didn't level up on Junior Troopa, so if you're not at full health and FP, go ahead and hit this heart block. And then once you have full health, we can continue onwards. Oops. Now we can enter Chapter 7. First thing you do in Chapter 7 is enter this door down here at the bottom. And, yeah, you can just spin past them if you do your jump at the right time. Oops. Grab this blue key. Now we can leave. Oops. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch back to Lackey. If you have to switch to Bombette, you're going to have to switch back to Lackey. If not, then you're fine. Hey guys, so I'm just re-recording this part really quick because I kind of messed up my explanation when I was recording the whole thing. So this will be mirror clip explained slightly better. So first thing you need to do is you need to kind of line yourself up on this mirror and come over to this left pillar. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to keep tapping right, and so what this does is this pushes, Mario will push Lackluster like this, so you're going to keep tapping right until you get to this pillar, and Mario's going to keep walking, and so you kind of want Mario on the right half of the pillar, so it's kind of hard to tell, but Mario right now is right about here, so you can kind of see that, you can kind of tell that Mario's on the right half of the pillar, which is kind of where you want to be. Sorry, I moved the window a little bit by accident. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to very lightly hold up, and when I do that, Lackluster is going to shoot across the screen, so back over to where the left pillar is. And then as soon as Lackluster starts coming back, so he's going to shoot over to the left and then shoot back to the right where Mario is. As soon as Lackluster starts moving back to the right, so back towards Mario, you have to jump onto Lackluster. So you have 3 frames in order to get this trick. So kind of what it's going to look like is, here, I'll show it right now. So you kind of hold up, and then Lackluster is going to shoot off to the right, and he's going to come back to the left. And once Lackluster comes back to the left, he's going to shoot to the left and then come back to the right. And once he comes back to the right, you're going to hop onto Lackluster, and you will clip through the mirror. So I'll show it once again. You lightly hold up. Okay, that was just way too early. So yeah, as soon as he shoots back to the right, you're just going to jump onto Lackluster, and that'll clip you right through the mirror. And that's mirror clip. So yeah, back to the full tutorial. So that's kind of what you're looking for. So then after that, you're gonna go ahead and head into this room. break this panel, and then we're gonna leave. There's nothing else. That's the only reason we need to go to that room. You're going to open this panel. So the reflection shenanigans here now can get a little confusing, because normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to fight a duplighost. Oops. And normally you blow open this wall and fight a duplighost, but since you never fight the duplighost, Mario's reflection never actually goes away. So things can get a little confusing. Because there are certain rooms that will have a reflection that aren't supposed to have reflections. It doesn't really matter when you hit the switch, just as long as you hit it. And so now that we broke that panel in the other room, this room, that panel is broken, so we can come over here and blow open this wall. And while Bombette is exploding, try to position yourself, you know, around where I am. This one, the one that first spoke, this one right here, that's the real Bombette. So you need to hit the other 4 with a hammer. So if you're over on this side, you can just kind of start hammering these guys. But, hello? There you go. Alright, great. Now we got Bombette. Oops. You can ask questions. That's totally fine. If you have any questions about, you know, anything I'm doing, especially these first parts, or these parts where, like, nothing's really happening. But yeah, so after you do that puzzle, you got the red key, and you can open this red door. So these next parts, these next fights are all pretty simple. You just use Starstorm and Power Bomb. Except for this one. This one you actually jump, and then bomb, and that'll kill him. So this guy has 12 HP, so he'll die, and then the Black Magic Koopa will run away. So if you didn't get a Spiny Spawn, if you get Spinyless on Maze Fight, this is where you'll level up. And so once you level up, you're going to level up FP here. So that's kind of how that's going to work. And then these next 2 fights are just Starstorm Power Bomb. Starstorm Power Bomb is it's pretty broken. That's how it goes. Power Bomb. Slide as well, Starstorm Power Bomb. So now that these guys are all gone, you can move on. Yeah, so not much else happens in Chapter 7. Nothing else really noteworthy. The only thing that you're going to have to keep in mind is that you need to get Triple Dip, which is in this room right here. So this is actually a bombable wall, so go ahead and bomb this. And if you spin along the top, this Duplighost is completely blind. He literally cannot see you. That's not true. He can see you, but he's really bad at his job. So bomb that, switch over. So for these clubbos and stuff, a good way to avoid them is to kind of do the same strat. You do in prologue with the Goombas. You lure them along the top and then kind of go around them. Alright, so Cooper skip here is kind of interesting. So you kind of want Mario like as close to this corner as you can before you shoot Cooper. So go ahead and shoot Cooper. Okay. this puzzle is, this puzzle is obviously just like impossible, right? No one knows the answer. It's too hard. So N1 has a setup that he likes to use. I'm not a big fan of the setup. It's kind of one of those like you just kind of do it tricks. So you kind of want Mario like as close to this corner as you can. So you see how his overalls are kind of like already in the wall here. That's about the position you want to be in. And from here, what you're going to do is you're going to spin and then hold right and mash spin. So I'm going to spin, hold right, mash spin. Okay, so I didn't quite get it. All the guys will pick me up. So I'm going to try to get back into this little corner here. Okay, that was a little too far. If you go too far, they'll pick you up and kind of carry you back in. So you don't want to go too far in like that. What? Okay. I'm going a little too far because of the dead zones, but that's fine. That's... okay, Mario's moving too much because of... okay. So just like that, it's pretty simple. You kind of just... you position Mario in the corner of this wall here. You kind of want... right about there. So kind of where the overalls are... like in the door but not fully, and then you spin and then mash right, and then you'll just kind of clip through it. At least that's what I look for when positioning this. N1 has a other way to position this, I think using Mario's nose. So okay, that was a little too far. Dead zones, dude. I'm trying to move Mario less than that, but it's possible, but I'm not used to GameCube controller. Yeah, so it's really just kind of, you just position Mario, then you spin and mash spin. It's a pretty easy trick, honestly. There's different ways to set it up. Alright. So yeah, now you use Cooper, you have to go to the back seam. The back seam, we need to do more stuff. Well, we need to move this statue. So this statue right here, if you push it on like the very edge, you can avoid falling into it if you do it correctly. So let's see. Yeah. So yeah, that actually makes you not fall in. There is a hidden jam and jelly that you need to get here with Ultra Boots. So make sure you grab that before you leave. We're gonna need that for the Crystal King fight. Alright. So now that we moved that dinosaur statue, this dinosaur statue is moved. Again, go ahead and lure this guy along the top, and you can spin underneath him. That pillar can be kind of weird because you can get caught on it, so just be careful. Oops. I'll grab the key. Alright, great. And that's the last enemy that we have to avoid in Chapter 7. So the only thing we have to do now is fight Crystal King. So these dinosaurs, so this is the optimal way to do the dinosaurs. You push that one, talk to him, to flip him around, and then you push this dinosaur all the way over. Push him to the right. And then that's the dinos. Yeah, that jump, so this jump right here, this little black spot on the ground, when you're moving, just jump when Mario's right about there. So, moving, you just jump. Moving, you just jump, and then you just kind of make it up there. That's pretty much it. Make sure you heal, and also very important, make sure you switch to paracarry. If you are like new or you're trying to complete runs, make sure you save here. In my opinion, Crystal King is probably the hardest fight in the game for beginners, just in general. So don't be discouraged if you're struggling with him. He is pretty tricky because you have to block pretty much every attack, and if you don't know the timings, you know, it can be hard. So make sure you practice Crystal King. It can be kind of tricky. Very important, do not charge. Use Chill Out. Chill Out is how you start this fight. That's like the first thing you need to do. And then you use Shell Shot. So yeah, ideally you block all three of those attacks. If you missed one of the attacks, it's hard to say what the backup is here because you are missing star power, so you can't really refresh. You don't really have a lot of good healing items. So just really practice the blocks. Again, it's a hard fight. Don't get discouraged if you're struggling with it. You just need to practice the block timing. So he'll spawn more of these guys. They're gonna charge again. And you're gonna Shell Shot. He'll attack you again. Okay, so I accidentally missed all three of those. That's okay. If you miss them, it's not that big of a deal. But next up, you're gonna eat the jam and jelly. And then you're going to Shell Shot again. So yeah, you're allowed to miss like one set of blocks. So you basically need to block, or I guess technically he'll shoot 9 of these things. So you need to block basically at least 6 of them. So you're actually going to charge one more time. You charge a lot in this fight. And then if you missed a block, if you missed any of the first 6 blocks, or if you are trying to go a little bit safer, go ahead and skydive one of these little crystal bits. So skydive that to kill one. So now I have to block both of these. Okay, I missed both of them by accident. That's unfortunate. If you have a life shroom, then you can use that. If you have a life shroom and use it, that's totally fine. There are extras you can get later. If you don't have a life shroom and you miss the block, well, sorry, but that's kind of how it goes. You're gonna have to hit these blocks again. They're hard blocks, so I'll try again with yeah. Let's assume I didn't get good RNG and don't have any life shrooms. I'll try to fight this guy one more time. So yeah, start with Chill Out. Just remember. And then we're going to start charging. So charge, Shell Shot. He's going to spawn more of his little dudes. Charge again. So yeah, this fight you charge 4 times total. Shell Shot again. Why can't I hit those? Hello? Right, and then you're going to eat the jam and jelly. Shell Shot again. And spawn more dudes. And that's pretty much this entire fight. And so since I missed a block, I will skydive the bit. But let's charge again. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do. So we'll charge one more time, and then since I skydived the bit, I'm gonna shell shot him one more time, and then here I'm gonna do a bounce. If you only need to bounce 5 times to kill him. If you get a 4 cap, you're gonna shell shot him again. If you get a 3 cap, which again is a 2% chance, then you're... Okay, I did an extra bounce for some reason, but it's okay. If you get a 4 bounce, then go ahead and shell shot him. If you get a 3 cap, then that's unfortunately a run over. Or if you saved, you're gonna have to redo the fight. Here you're gonna upgrade BP. This is the more beginner-friendly route. The optimal route uses a slightly riskier Bowser and also has item duping. So before you touch this card, this is also really important. Make sure you equipped HP+. So the reason you upgraded BP there, so you can equip HP+. And that way, when you respawn after the card, you will have full HP. I mean, you'll have 15 HP with the new HP+. So this cutscene is just, you know, the exact same, or sorry, just hold B, there's nothing really going on here. Actually, the only difference between this route and the optimal route is that optimal route will dupe repel gels, and that's basically it, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. So if you forgot to equip HP+, go ahead and equip it, and then hit that heart block. It's not that much slower. If you had to use a Thunderbolt, so if this Thunderbolt, if you don't have it, if you used the Thunderbolt on the Spiny, then pick up this Thunder Rage. If you still have the Thunderbolt, then go ahead and skip the Thunder Rage, you do not need it. Pick up this Shooting Star though. And then I'm gonna avoid this guy. This puzzle is now solved, which is easy. So this room, you want to be careful of these piranhas, because they will notice you. Spin past them like that. This next part, you can just spin along the top, and he won't get you. Yeah, hit that switch. So now that you can actually move, you don't soft lock by falling down there. Wow, go figure. And then the last important item to get over here is a repel gel. So now at this point you should have 1 repel gel, 4 shooting stars, a repel gel, a life shroom, a jam and jelly, whack-a-bump, and thunderbolt. So those are your 10 items. Yeah. So 4 shooting stars, 2 repel gels, jam and jelly, whack-a-bump, thunderbolt, life shroom. So those are the items that you want to have. And the only thing you could be missing is a life shroom. If you don't have a life shroom, that's fine. There's another one you can get later, but you need at least 4 shooting stars and 1 thunder rage and 2 repel gels. Oh yeah, yeah, so the important part items are 2 repels, 4 shooting stars, 1 thunder rage, and a whack-a-mole. These two, if you don't have them, that's totally fine. If you weren't lucky or if you got unlucky, you can get more of these later. But you need the thunderbolt, 4 shooting stars, repel, and 2 repel gels, and the whack-a-mole. Those are the items that are pretty crucial. Right. So we'll go ahead and leave. And now we're going to head over to Chapter 8, which is the final chapter. Alright, so for this next room, for Star Way, or whatever it's called, we're going to use the same tactic we used on the Rough Tough in Chapter 6. So what's going to happen is we're going to let him see us, and then we're going to spin away from him so that he no longer can find us, and he'll slowly walk back to his home. So like that, and then because he's moving back, he can't find us again. So yeah, that's the strat to avoid these guys. There's one more. There's 3 in this room. Well, use that to avoid all 3 of those enemies. It's really convenient when the path is like really thin, really narrow. So. All right. So yeah, just a couple more cutscenes, and then we'll start Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is... Chapter 8's not terribly difficult for the most part, except for probably Final Bowser. Final and Hallway Bowser can be tricky, but you will need to practice both of those fights, because you need to be able to block 2 attacks and also potentially block the wave attack if it happens. You can get by if you don't block wave, but it can be a little dangerous, so make sure that you practice Final Bowser, because dying on Final Bowser can be kind of rough. So first thing we need to do is get the front door key, which is one of this Koopa Troll over here. So you want to notice us, and then you can walk into him. That's just to get him a little bit closer to the stairs. So this fight you're going to just use up and away. And so grab the key, and now we can go through the front door. So there's a couple ways to avoid these Koopa Trolls. The way I like to do it is I like to stand near the top, and have them notice you, and then move down and use the little ledge there to spin cancel. So kind of what I'm talking about is you walk over, he'll see you. Okay, if he doesn't see you, you can just spin past him, or you can do that. So spin up. If he doesn't see you, you can just spin past him. If he does see you, you let him attack you, and then you just move down and just spin right past him. These rooms, you just spin along the top of the room. You won't get hit. Yeah, Chapter 8 has some various different enemy luring to like avoid them, so I'll cover all those. You have to fall in this trap. It's fine, you know, doesn't matter. If you are missing a life shroom, you need at least one life shroom. So if you need one, go onto this box, and then you're going to want to face right, and then you're going to break this block with the Ultra Boost. The reason you want to face right is because if you face left, it'll go on top of the block, and then you have to like spin jump to get it. It's kind of weird. So make sure you're facing right, and then you grab it. That's only if you don't have a life shroom. You need at least one. If you don't have one, grab that. And if you got hit by a Koopa Troll, go ahead and hit that heart block. Alright, so blow up that wall. And now we're going to get on Lackey. And slowly make our way across this lava. So this next trick is called block clip. It's really easy. So there's a little block here. If you notice Mario jumps, he kind of clips into the block like that. Well, if you triple jump, he kind of land on top of it. So what you do is you just kind of line up Mario until he's like inside the block. If you hit the badge, you have to move down a little bit. If you don't clip in, you have to move up a little bit until you just clip on top of this block. Then you use paracarry. You just paracarry across. Okay, you paracarry across, and you'll land on top of an invisible wall here, and you can walk back right through the front door. So that's called block clip, or basement skip, whatever you want to call it. And so that's what I was talking about with the luring them towards the top. No, there's no chance to soft lock there. There is a chance to soft lock in one of the next rooms, and I will cover that. Okay. So that's the first segment. That's door 1. But yeah, that block clip is super easy. You just use triple jump into it and then paracarry over the invisible wall. So I'm gonna go to save state. Okay, so this next room is called Flood Room. It's a pretty simple trick, or pretty simple room after this room. Again, spin along the top and you'll hit that guy. I was a little slow with my spins, so you spin along the top. You should be fine if you just spin. Again, if you get first struck or get hit by an enemy, there are heart blocks that you can hit later, so don't fret too much about it. But Flood Room, you're going to start by coming over here and pulling on this chain. So this chain will cause the water to rise. So normally what you have to do is you have to use sushi and just kind of really slowly move and raise the water up and down. Instead, you're going to use Lackey. And so you can kind of like nudge Mario into this corner like that. And then you use Lackey and you clip out of bounds. So now you're on top of the water. It's not very precise. You just jump into a corner and then use Lackey, and then it'll work. That's pretty much all you have to do. So again, jump into this corner, use Lackey, and you'll clip out of bounds. So now you're going to do that again. You're going to go into this corner, and you're going to use Lackey. to hit the switch. So immediately get off. But you're not going to take the spring. You're actually going to clip back out of balance. And then you're going to clip inbounds or back inside the fence. But this time you're not going to get off Lackey. What you're going to do is now Lackey's collision is really weird and doesn't work correctly. So because of that, you can actually just fall through this. So what you're going to do is you pretty much just phase through this wall. And after phasing through the wall, you're going to hold down. You don't have to hold it for too long, just kind of like tap down. So you kind of hold up and then just tap down. And from here, you can switch to Cooper and hold up to fall off. I like to do this fall off to make sure I'm on the seam. So now I'm on the seam. That's the important part. And from here, you're going to just hold left and you'll spin. This part can be a little weird, but what you're going to do is you're going to jump, tap up, and then hold down. So what this does is this will get you up back on top of the water. So what I mean by that is currently I'm under the water. So save state. So right now I'm like down here. I'm just on the seam. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back on top of the water. And so since I'm on the seam, if I jump and move out of bounds and then hold down, when Mario respawns, he will spawn on top of the water. So the way that looks is kind of like this. So tap up, hold down. You don't really have to hold down, just like press down for about 1 second to 2 seconds. And now I am on top of the water. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to hold upright. You're going to get into the corner. And what you do is you will tap right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then tap down twice. 1, 2. And then you're going to use Cooper. So C down. And Mario will shoot up into the air. And then you want to mash A to clear that text. And so, just so you can see what happens, when you fall out of bounds, when you fall out of bounds, when you use Cooper, Mario will use the momentum from the last time he left the ground. So if you fall out of bounds and then Mario will shoot back up, he'll have a lot of upwards momentum. So if you never jump and then use Cooper, Mario will shoot up into the sky like that. So we're actually using that to grab this key. So if you position yourself in the corner, tap right 3 times, 1, 2, 3, down twice, 1, 2, and then use Cooper, you'll shoot up, mash A or whatever to clear the text box, and now we'll have the key. So when you do that falling out of bounds motion, make sure you do not jump. So I'm going to do all of that again just so you can kind of see what's going on. So start here, you're going to clip out of bounds, up, hold. Okay, so I accidentally fell out of bounds. That's fine though. Okay, so since I ended up back here, I'll have to do the clip one more time. But again, it's really easy, not very precise. So up, down, switch to Cooper. And as you're falling, you can actually hold straight left. Tap up, down. Go into the corner. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, Cooper. And you'll grab the item, and just like that, you got the key. When you're doing this trick, be careful, because if you... Oops, that was a mistake, I didn't do that. If you accidentally end up not on the seam and you end up down here, you will soft lock the game. So if you get stuck down here, you cannot progress in the game, unfortunately. So be very careful. That's why you do that fall out of bounds. So you make sure you're on the seam. From here, there are 2 ways to proceed. So one is, again, you clip through the floor here and you get off Lackey, so hit C down. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold right, you'll spin, jump to cancel the spin, and then you will continue walking right until you fall out of bounds. Do not spin off the ledge. You're going to want to keep walking, and then after you fall off, you're going to roll to down and mash spin. So what I mean by that is you're going to spin, jump, keep holding right, hold down, and spin. And with that, you will land on the seam and enter that door. So by entering that door, you're able to get into this room and since you now have the key, you can unlock the door. Again, this has a small danger of soft locking, so if you accidentally mess this up, so if you don't do this correctly, you could end up, oh no, and if that happens to you, then you accidentally soft lock. If you do it correctly, it's pretty safe. There's not really a chance to soft lock, so if you just, if you do it completely right, it will not soft lock, but if you're scared that you might accidentally soft lock it, there actually is another method, and it only loses about half a second. So after you get the key, go ahead and switch to lackey, and instead of clipping into that area, we're going to come over here and actually clip back into this little platform. You're going to pull the chain, and that will actually lower the water, and with that, there's no longer a chance to soft lock, and you can just enter this door. So two methods, they're about equal timing. I prefer doing the chain method because you have 0 chance of soft locking. So that's how you do fast flood room. Next up is cannonless. Cannonless can be a little tricky. So again, you use a lackey clip. It's pretty precise, but what you want to do is you want to stand on this stair, and then you're going to clip into the corner of this wall. So this wall right here, you're going to clip into it. You kind of want Mario's boots about even with this brick. And you're going to hit C down, and you'll ride lackey. If you're in the right position, you'll clip out of bounds. So I was a little bit too low, so we're going to try again. So right about there, C down, so Mario will clip like that. Oh, okay, so I didn't quite get it. It's kind of weird. This trick is also kind of finicky, so right about there, we'll clip. Okay, perfect. So now you want to be like this. This is exactly where you want to be. If you end up not out of bounds, you're just going to have to do it again. You can actually end up like over here. Like, you might end up here. You might end up back on top of the stairs. So just keep doing it until you get it. The positioning is kind of finicky, kind of precise. So see, so that's another place you can end up by accident if you don't have the exact right position. Okay. This should work, maybe. Perfect. So now you're going to spin up, and you're going to notice there's a wall here. So this is going to be kind of similar to the bath skip. So in that, what you did is you held up right for a little bit and then held down right for a little bit. But in this case, we're only going to hold upright. We're not going to go back down right. So our goal is to land on this seam up here. So there's a seam right here. So right now I'm still on the seam. So if I hold up, I will fall out of bounds. So our goal is to go from all the way down here to up here. So now I'm on a seam. And so again, you can just kind of notice my inputs. I'm still on the seam. That's funny. I don't think that's gonna work. So yeah, if you notice my inputs, it's hold right, upright for about half a second, and then and now we'll be on the seam in the back. Okay. So if so, two things that can happen. So if you end up in bounds, so you'll notice. Oh wow, that actually worked. Okay. So if you don't hold upright for long enough, you'll actually end up in bounds, and then you'll get you'll be in the way of the cannons. If you hold upright for too long, you will respawn back where you were. So it's worth it. It's, if anything, hold upright for too long and adjust your timing like that. So, and if you fall off, that's fine. You can keep going. And once you pass this gold cannon, you clip back and bounce. So that's cannonless. Again, hold right, up, right, and now you're out of bounds. Oops. If you jump up all those stairs, it's a little bit faster, but if you fall, it's not a big deal. That's okay. I'll just land. Yeah, like that. So that's cannonless. Not too tricky. The hard part is getting the clip out of bounds, just because it's kind of precise. Alright, so this room, spin these, push this block, the far block. The dry bones will not hit you, don't worry. This room, you push the first block, so you're fine. And then the next room actually has a lure for the hammer bro, so I will show the lure. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get really close to the hammer bro, and then he'll start chasing you, and you're going to lure him as far away from his like home as possible, and then you're going to spin away from him so he'll slowly walk back to where his spawn is, and while he's walking you can push the block without any trouble. So I'll show you what I mean. So you're going to kind of lure him like that, spin up, and now notice how he slowly walks all the way back, and he won't notice me, or he won't notice me till it's too late. So the reason you do that is because if you just try to push the block here, you're gonna get hit. Maybe, like it's pretty much just random if you get hit or not. So it's a pretty good lure. If you're a little, I might get hit because I might have been a little slow, but no, yeah. So that's the way to lure him. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So now that we have the key, we can go into the next room. Oops. Again, if you've ever gotten hit, go ahead and heal here. So yeah, this is the room. And now we're going to talk to this guy, and now we're going to do the quiz. The quiz is the next, this part's really easy, just say yes twice, and, this part is, pretty much an auto-scroller. You can't really lose it, and if you do, then, come on, man. So the answers to the quiz, so there are 8 questions he asks you, and you need to get 5 of them right. So the first 5 answers are 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Sorry, he has 7 questions. You need to get, if you get 3 wrong, you lose. So you get 7 questions. So the answers are 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then by that point you should win. But if you accidentally make a mistake, then the next answers are 3, then 2. So it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2. So now this is question 2, or question 3, so the answer is 2. And then after this question, I'm actually going to run to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now we beat the quiz, so we can leave. If you had to... Okay, this is another important one. If you had to sell your jam and jelly in Chapter 7, make sure you grab this one right here. So there's one on the ledge here. This is only if you do not have a jam and jelly, so make sure you grab this if you are missing a jam and jelly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the jam and jelly you need if you don't have one. So yeah, just gonna spin along the tops and bottoms of the rooms there. That'll let you avoid the enemies. So there aren't very many rooms left. This room can be a little tricky with these hammer bros, but if you notice him at the top, you can just kind of spin under him. This room, you're gonna want to switch to Cooper. Hello? Hit this switch. Why did I turn that way? Hello? Okay, thanks, emulator. Hit the switch. Go across. Grab this key. And again, you can kind of just do lure around him. That's kind of the best way to do it. This guy, you want to try to lure as far to the right as you can. And then spin under him. So you can unlock this door in peace. If he's too close to the right, he will attack you. So do kind of the same thing you did with the hammer bro by the block. Just lure him to the left. And then you can get that door in peace. The answer to this puzzle is up, down, down, up, down, up. So you go up, and then you go down, and you go down, and you go up. And then you go down, and you go up. And then for this room, just spin along the top again. And you should be fine. Yeah, see, yeah, easy. Before you fight these duplicos, make sure you switch to paracarry. And that's only if in case up and away doesn't work. So we found Peach, yay, good job. Yeah. If you go to 6 pillars and then go back, it'll be like, oh, just kidding, haha, it's a duplicos. So yeah, just hit her 3 times. And for this fight, you're just going to use up and away. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. So if one of the duplicos doesn't run away, go ahead and use airlift here, which is Paracarry's 3rd. Thingamajig is it? If 2 of them don't run away, then go ahead and just take the damage and then use airlift twice. Do not use up and away again. You need the star power maybe. If you got attacked, if you don't have 15 HP, then hit this heart block. You need at least 15 HP and 14 FP. So if you had to airlift like 3 of them, and you took a lot of damage, then hit this heart block. I'll just hit it anyway. If not, go ahead and just enter this room. Go ahead and save. So this fight is really similar to the one in Chapter 8, except you don't lose life shrooms. So Jr Troopa will attack you 4 times. You need to block all 4 of them. The block is pretty easy though, so you shouldn't really have too much trouble. But yeah, so you're gonna charge, and then you're gonna shell shot. I'll attack you. Make sure you block it, and you're gonna charge, and you're gonna shell shot, and you'll block it again. And then you will eat the whack-a-bump, so if you go up 2, and then you shell shot again, You'll actually charge one more time. Shell shot. Block this one. And then now you just power bounce. Alright, so if you get 5 capped, that's fine. Just shell shot one more time. If you get 6 capped, he'll die. If you get 4 capped, that's possible. It's a little bit more common than the Chapter 8 one, but if you get 4 capped, then go ahead and just... you're going to lose a life stream, but then you're going to use Starstorm. It's a pretty simple fight. After beating Jr Troopa, you need to go heal. So make sure you go back and hit this heart block. And the reason you heal there is, keep thinking that room is a lot shorter, because you need to be at full health for Hallway Bowser. So if you got unlucky on Jr Troopa, if you got 4 capped and didn't get a close call, you are going to need to pick up one more life stream. So there is a life stream in the library here. So go ahead and pick this up. Let's see. Oops. So you need to come to this library anyway. You need to pick up Power Rush. So if you need to get the life stream, go ahead and climb those stairs, grab this life stream. I'll pick it up anyway, because why not? And then you're going to grab that Power Rush. Once you get Power Rush, go ahead and equip it immediately by taking off Close Call. So the fast way to do this would be hit R, up, up. So you're taking off Close Call, putting on Power Rush. That's the strat here. And the reason for that is because you need the extra damage when you attack Hallway Bowser. So for Hallway Bowser, you need to block 2 of his attacks. He can attack you, or he'll attack you twice. You need to block both of them, and that's so you don't die when he hits you. You don't want to lose your life rooms yet. So again, start with the super jump charge. Shell shot. So yeah, make sure you block both of his attacks, so that's fire. So yeah, then charge again. And then shell shot. So this turn he'll use his Star Rod. Hey look, that looks familiar. So now you'll use Speech Beam or Star Beam. And then Shell Shot one more time. I'll attack you again. Oh, I missed that block because I'm an idiot. If you miss that block, then it's actually not very good because it means you lose a life stream. If you only have 1 from the library, then you're actually in a bad spot. You also don't have enough damage to kill him, so I'm actually gonna go and reset that. So that was my mistake. I hit it a little too late. Alright, just watch this again. What? How did I get hit by that? Okay, whatever. I think I might need to reset that. Yeah, I'm supposed to hit those blocks. Again. Shell shot. Blocking Bowser is definitely pretty hard. It is very tricky for new runners to um, get the block, so just make sure you practice it as much as you can. Um, Bowser is definitely very hard, so I've lost my fair share of runs to Bowser. Alright, so with that, you block 2 of his attacks, and now you can power bounce, and this is why we put Power Rush on, so we get 2 extra damage. So... okay, so I got 4 capped. If you get 4 capped, that's fine. Go ahead and just go for a skydive. If you get 3 capped, he will attack you, and you'll lose a life stream. And then hopefully you'll have 1 more. If you just get unlucky that you get 3 caps, then Final Bowser will be a lot harder, unfortunately. So hopefully you have a 1 more life stream, and if not, you can go back to get the library run. Here you're going to level up FP. So now we have 1 more fight to go, and 2 more Bowser blocks. So yeah, if you're struggling with Bowser, just make sure you practice him a lot. He's very hard, but every category needs to block Bowser. So he's definitely can be a run killer if you're not prepared for him. So just make sure that you're ready. This sucks on GameCube controller. So before you start this fight, make sure you equip your badges. So here you're going to pause. You need to equip. You need to equip Close Call, Triple Dip, Mega Jump, and Power Jump, and take off HP Plus, Speedy Spin, Power Bounce, and Super Jump Charge. So the way to do this menu, it's actually really easy. You hit R, and you hit A, up, A, skip Power Rush, A. So you basically take off every badge, and except for Speedy Spin. So or except for Power Rush. So basically it'll look like this: R, A. Like it's an easy menu. It's honestly easier to explain it as a menu instead of which badges. You're basically switching every badge except for Power Rush. So you take off Jump Charge, you take off Power Bounce, you take off HP Plus, you put on Power Jump, Mega Jump, Triple Dip, Close Call. So that's the badge equip menu. And now we just have 1 more fight. Let's go ahead and save state here. Alright, so first thing you do is you triple dip. You're going to use Shooting Star, Thunder Rage. So this is why you need either a Thunderbolt or a Thunder Rage. If you still have the Thunderbolt, go ahead and use that. If you got the Thunder Rage from the Chapter 7, like Pillar, use that one. Yeah. And then when you Shell Shot Final Bowser, you actually don't need to aim it at all. Bowser is so big that Shell Shot will always hit. So you basically just play it, and it'll hit always, no matter what. So yeah, block that fire, and then now what you're going to do is you're going to Mega Jump him, and then you're going to Shell Shot him 1 more time. Now he'll use his beam. Alright, Great, and now we have a long cutscene that I wish I could skip, but I don't know how. So for this part, you hold B and mash A. That's all you gotta do. This is the next like 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes or something. I think it's like 2 minutes. I don't know how long it is. It takes a while. Alright, almost done with this. Oh, okay, that was weird. Alright. So, this next fight, so the only matter, or the biggest thing of RNG is going to be what turn Bowser uses Starbeam on. So if you have a Life Shroom, you have a chance to die in this fight. Unfortunately, it is pretty RNG heavy, but you're pretty likely to win it as long as you hit your blocks. So the first thing you do, the first 3 turns are always the exact same. So you're going to Peach Beam. And again, these fights are all written out in the route, so make sure you just follow those. You're gonna Shell Shot. Block his attack. Oh, that's not good. How did I miss that? I don't think I've ever missed Butt Stomp. Probably emulator. Input lag, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, perfect, there. So yeah, now you're gonna triple dip, and you're going to repel gel, and then use 2 of your shooting stars, or your last 2 shooting stars. And then Shell Shot here. And so he'll attack you one more time. He'll always attack on turn 2 as well. But luckily you are repelled. So now on this turn you will Power Jump and Shell Shot. Power Jump, Shell Shot. I'm actually going to save here because various different things can happen. So turn 3 is Bowser's 3rd turn is where things get weird. So he attacked me here. That's totally fine. So if he attacks you on turn 3, you are almost guaranteed to win the fight. So yeah, so now he hasn't done anything, so the next thing you do is you will, again, just look at the route. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly you're supposed to do, but for, if he doesn't beam yet, what you're going to do is it doesn't matter, you're going to then repel, you're going to use triple dip again, repel, and then eat a jam jelly. And that's going to be it. You're not going to do anything. So you're going to hit B, and then choose yes, and then you're going to shell shot him again. So he beamed on turn 4. So now if you look at the route, you're looking for phase 2, turn 4 shield. So now turn 5, you're just going to do peach beam, and then shell shot. Okay, so he fires, so you're good so far. Mega jump. And shell shot. Alright, so if he gives you wave, you're going to want to block that with your partner. You need to get the partner block. The partner block is really important. It's tricky again, but you have a 3-frame window to get that. So just make sure you practice. And then with that, you will mega jump again, and then shell shot again. And there you go, you beat Bowser. So I'll go through that one more time. That was my turn 2, I think. So what turn am I on? Did I have power jump already? Let's find out if triple dip runs out. Okay. So yeah, this is my 3rd turn. I just wanna make sure that I'm in the right spot. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's not like rare for him to turn 3 beam, but you know. Yeah, triple dip, Hell Gel, Jam Jelly. So end your turn. Shell shot. Okay, he attacked me again, so now we're on to the turn 5 shield. So now what you're going to do is you're going to mega jump and then shell shot. And shell shot. Alright, so that's a turn 5 beam. So now what you're going to do is your peach beam shell shot. Oh, okay, so he used lightning here. That's pretty rare for him to use lightning, but you know, sometimes it happens. Luckily we have a life shroom, and he's gonna die this turn, so... yeah, the only thing that's scary is if you get, if he uses his wave attack. If he uses wave, you have to block it with your partner, or you have to get a close call, one or the other. But with enough practice, you should be able to block it pretty easily. So yeah, Bowser, not too tough with enough practice. You just need to make sure you're hitting your blocks. And with that, that's Paper Mario. So if you're trying to learn the game, you know, definitely visit our Discord server. We are super happy to see new runners. We're very helpful. We'll answer any questions you have. But yeah, again, this game is pretty hard in a lot of aspects. Movement's hard, avoiding enemies can be tricky, bosses can be pretty tricky, especially Final Bowser and Crystal King with the blocks. So the glitches are hard, you know, Blue House Skip, Log Skip can give people trouble. So don't get discouraged, ask questions. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful to you. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll answer them the best I can. Again, check out the description of this video. It'll have links to the Discord server. It'll have links to N1's tutorial videos, to all of Giga's tutorial videos. I'll have a link to Glower's world record, and I think I'll link Butter's PB because that Glower uses a slightly different route. It's just a little bit different, but go ahead and watch them. They have really good movement. Their runs are really good, so check those out. I'll link the Discord. I think that should cover everything, hopefully. So yeah, time does not stop until the final like Peach cutscene, which you'll see. But for now we have about like 6 minutes, like 5.5, 6 like minutes of cutscenes. So just kind of sit tight. It's kind of that like once you PB, you like, you know, your celebratory period, if you will. Dude, I've drinking like almost a liter of water at least. I drank like 2 Hydro Flasks so far. Actually, like one and 3/4, which is like 24 ounces. Ah, my throat hurts from talking for so long. No, time is not at the end of credits. It used to be a long time ago, like 2012, maybe. I think want to say it changed 2012 or 2013. That we no longer do that. Maybe earlier than that. But it used to time credits. Now we don't because credits are like 8 minutes long or something. Time will end when Peach puts her hands up at the end of the final cutscene, which I will show. You know, it's pretty easy. But there's a little bit of gameplay left. That's why there's no time yet. Oh, right. There's also one more trick. You haven't finished the run yet. You have to do the hardest glitch in the game. It's called Luigi Skip. So in this next cutscene, Mario and Luigi will go down a pipe. Just watch the inputs. It's very, very hard to, you know, get this, but you'll see it. You'll see it. Don't worry. Alright, just after all these, like, para-carry cutscenes. Alright. So Luigi's hit. Very, very, very important. Saves a whole, like, 6 seconds or something. Make sure you do this. This is very important. Alright, I am now doing it. Alright, I got Luigi skip. Perfect. So you literally just hold down, and so normally there's like a cutscene there, where Luigi talks to you, but if you literally just hold down, you will skip that cutscene. I don't really know why that's a thing, but if you hold down, you will skip Luigi every time. So time will be coming up pretty soon. So at the end of Peach's speech, she'll put her hands up, and that's when you stop the timer. So it would be, you know, she'll talking, blah, 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 blah. So time would be right, and time. Right when she puts her hands up. That is time. And then you get to enjoy the credits. Definitely a top tier credit sequence though, just saying. So I hope this was a helpful video. If you're interested in speedrunning Paper Mario, definitely give it a try. It's a very fun game. It's very challenging. Like, it provides a very good challenge. There is a decent amount of RNG, unfortunately, but it's no Peach Warp specifically. It's rare for your run to just completely die because of RNG, unless you're like a top level runner. Top level is different, but if you're just starting out, there's a lot of backups, a lot of extra life streams and items, all that stuff kind of just strewn about everywhere, and nothing's a really major run killer except for, you know, getting very, very unlucky, like, you know, getting 0 close calls, getting all 4 caps. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this is helpful. Check out the Discord server. Check out all the links that I'll post in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope you're interested in Paper Mario.